Howdy there, YouTube. How are you guys? It's a brisk morning here in Ohio. I hate it. I hate the cold. But we've got a pretty cool project here, and I want to show you guys real quick what we're doing. So today we are starting what I'm hoping to be a 3-day project where we are cutting about 25 trees down, 20 to 30 trees. We're basically starting with this big one over here, and then we're cutting a lot of these that are back in the ravine, and then also these ones that are kind of closer here in front. We also are cutting these 2 big maple trees and 3 of the cherries that are along the back there. So overall, a pretty big project. I'm excited to show you guys felling, how to make a proper notch, back cut, and for you guys to see some of these big cherry trees coming down. A lot of them are probably at least 60 foot. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the taller ones are closer to 70, 80 foot. But we're going to aim to get this job done in 3 days. Again, about 25 trees. And I'm excited to see if we can get this all done. We're gonna be safe, but we're gonna work quick. So enjoy the video. Alrighty guys, so here is our first cherry tree right here. We've got to cut this so that we can fell a lot of these trees up the hill. We're gonna kind of drop them sideways and then drag them up that hill. So right now we're gonna notch this one. It's gonna be nasty. It's probably gonna get caught up in these trees, maybe break some limbs. So as I'm cutting it and it's ready to go, I'm booking it out of here in case any of these branches break off up there and can come back and hit me. So for basic mechanics of us cutting trees, the first thing that you do is inspect the tree. So first, taking a look at this tree, we're going to look for any sort of cracks. We're going to look for any sort of any signs of rot. The only thing I saw was on this back side, this little piece down here. And I think some people would think that this is rot, but this is probably just damage from a branch or something that came down and hit this, and this is a scar. A lot of that wood is still pretty solid. This is an area it could rot out now because the bark is what's giving a lot of protection to this. But this isn't an actual defect of the tree. This is just something, either someone dropped a branch or maybe ran over with a machine over this root flare. So our tree looks good. It doesn't look like we should expect any rot. The second would be looking at the lean of the tree. and clean with no Dutchman here. There she goes. Boom! So I don't have a very good hinge here. Or the hinge is fine. My back cut was low. This thing was leaning where I wanted it to go. My back cut was low, but it was going where we wanted. Something to know for the next time, come up a couple inches. But this cherry really likes peeling. So here's our next victim. We're gonna cut this one right here. One thing to highlight when you're cutting these trees down is that when they're coming by, it's gonna barely miss this tree on the right. It might rake it just a little bit, but you can see the one branch, the dead branch that's in the back, it's definitely gonna hit. A big thing when you're pushing these trees over is making sure that everybody is out of the way when you're pushing them over, because that branch is gonna probably snap off and then it's gonna drop down. So that's something we're just gonna be really careful about, and just something to be cautious of. He's about perfect. A little bit of rod in here. So got this one nice and clean, no Dutchman on it. This tree does have a split here, and this made me concerned about the condition, whether this was split or not. But here on the back side, there's no split. There's no split here, which is why normally I would take this in two, since there's nothing here. That's why I wanted to cut here on the front, just to see if it was split. And it looks like there's a little bit, looks more rot, maybe a little bit of a split, but it doesn't coincide with the angle of that, I don't think. And it's not all the way through, but I feel pretty confident we can take this and it's not going to split in half. thing did have rock going down it. Look at how it's splintered. Kind of split in half of it, split down the tree. Shows why you got to be careful when they're both, when it's co-dominant. You got to be very careful that when you make your face and you make your back cut, that it doesn't split out when you're doing that. So this one went good. That fall definitely had a ton of pressure. Good morning, everyone. Day 2 here out at the little land clearing project we got going on. So just wanted to show you guys real quick what we got accomplished yesterday. Yesterday we cut about 12 or 13 of these trees. We had some smaller ones that were up here on top. Some of the bigger ones that are down there. We cut some that were up here. But yesterday I wanted to highlight that we've got a 30-yard chip truck here. We've got a 30-yard, it's got a 7-foot, 14-foot by I believe 8-foot. So she's a big girl, but we loaded that thing 4 times yesterday. 4 full times we went and dumped it. Our dump site is just a couple miles, so it only took like 20 minutes round trip for someone to go dump. But we also hauled off a full dump truck and dump trailer full, and both the truck and the trailer are 14 foot long. So overall, maybe 80,000 pounds, maybe a little more worth of material that we hauled off. Might be close to 100,000 depending on how heavy those loads of logs were. But the chipper just did fantastic yesterday. We didn't have any issues with the overheating. Same with the dingo. Everything went really, really well. So I'm excited for day 2 here. It's not gonna be quite as fast. We got a lot of the smaller trees done yesterday. We've got the big monster down in there, big cherry tree that's gonna take a bit of time. So we're just gonna probably pick whichever one's easiest, start with it, and then just get rolling, start chipping. So here we go. Higher than that, buddy. What a nasty little tree. We cut off the front half because this thing was co-dominant and we already sent the first piece. For this back piece, there's not a lot of wood to work with here, and this thing was leaning back a little bit. So it was having a little hard time. I probably could have cut the hinge a little shorter. So this is Norway maple, it's not very strong. So I just hollowed out a little bit. On the inside here, pounded a wedge, couple's out enough. see if it stays to get around this tree. Yeah, Cameron, if you stand on it, it doesn't work. No. Will not stay. It is rubbed in all the poison ivy though, that's good. Yep, alrighty. Untie it. Oh, what a beauty. What a beaut. It's gonna rain poison ivy on your head. Can you pull more slack over to us? Big girl. Boom! Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Yep. So I always got to be careful. These trees were completely split right down the middle. This is where the crack was. I was concerned when I was cutting it if I would have enough room here to actually, this was actually isolated just on one side, and that's where we took extra precaution with the rope, having the dingo pull. But this is not something to screw around with. Not something to screw around with. If you would have tried to take, say you tried to take it this way and you try to make your face cut here, you think you could take the whole tree. Make your face cut here, you're actually cutting a singular trunk and your bar is going to get pinched. There's no way. Make a face cut and back cut and they just split. You got to be careful doing trees.